Hey, this will be a video chart on ticker symbol VIZS. We will take a look at the 60-minute time frame. I would like to note to please read my disclaimer. Now, when I say 60-minute time frame, instead of each one of these bars or candlesticks as they're known representing a day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 60 minutes or 1 hour of price action. So this is 1 hour, this is 1 hour, this is 1 hour. So this span right here was just 3 hours of time. So all this they may look like, multiple days. This is just actually a few days because each one of these represents an hour's worth of time. And I want to do this time frame because I think it really does a good job of breaking down what's been happening and then what we want to see going forward. So the first place I want to start off is talking about why this looks like it could be a potential bottom and capitulation, meaning ready for a potential bounce here. So I first want to point out, when you look at this big volume here, and then most importantly, when you combine that with the candle that was formed, any textbook, any chartist will tell you, this is a possible capitulation right here, where the selling, has finally kind of run out of gas, and then you can see the rest of the day the price went sideways. But I know what you're thinking. Well, hey, look, there was big volume over here, and then the price still went down. But that's only half the equation. Remember, we have to look at the candle also, and as you can see, this candle is not even close to being any sort of bottoming candle or anything like that. Again, don't take my word for it. You can look that up in any textbook, any candlestick textbook, in terms of what does a bottoming candle look like. So yes, while this was big volume, not even close to being a bottoming candle. However, on this big volume day, combining that with the candlestick, definitely a very logical assumption of potential bottom, capitulation, ready to bounce. So that's the main thing I want to point out, is we're looking at a potential capitulation bottom bounce. That would be kind of the category that I would put this in, based on, like we were just talking about, the volume action, but more importantly, the candle that was formed during that volume action. And then the follow-up volume action is important too. You can see there that after this occurred, then it just went sideways the rest of the day. Now, if this had happened and then the price just kept on going down, well, then this this setup wouldn't be occurring or wouldn't be talked about right now, because it wouldn't present itself. But that was not the case. The price simply went sideways, and that leads us into our next point. What sort of channel now do we have to break out of? Because if a price is going sideways, that just automatically leads to a channel being formed. So the bottom of the channel is just simply where the bulls finally stepped in today, and the bottom that occurred, which was at 004. So that'll be the bottom of the channel, and also the key level of support that you'll want to see continue to hold. The top of the resistance, or top of the channel I should say, which is the resistance, is going to be right here, and we'll call that 0045. So again, this is the top of the channel, which makes it the resistance. After 0045, another level of resistance is up here, right there, and we'll call that at 005. And now, before you say, well, geez, 0045 to 005, that's not a very big move. Remember, we're talking about a stock that's trading for less than a penny, so their percentages add up very, very quickly. So although this may not seem like a huge move, when you're looking at it from a percentage standpoint, things just really go in your favor quickly when it's going upwards. So keep that in mind. Don't look at things from an absolute price perspective. Look at them from a percentage perspective. So with a break of 005, that's where things really begin to thin out, and where the bonds could really start to heat up, as the next level of resistance is not until up here, and I'll explain where that comes from. Let me change it to red though to have it represent resistance. If you look back through the history of the chart, you can see here about 5-6 days in a row the price, or this level, knocked down the price. So that'll be a big level of resistance at 006, and then after that, nothing until this purple line here, which is the 50-day simple moving average. But obviously, one step at a time. First, got to get some upwards movement, but with that, a big bounce could definitely happen. Case in point right here, big volume, and then on that day, you can see that the price did make a nice move. Profit taking did hit it, but the point being, when solid volume does hit, the price can really move. And remember, this is an hourly chart, so this was just 1 hour. In 1 hour, made a big move. So the chart does show us a past history of being able to make some bullish, quick moves, and that's what we want to see as traders. We don't want to see charts, get big volume and then have it just sit there and go sideways. We want to see big volume and upwards movement, which is what has happened there. And given, again, we started on this point, and I want to wrap up on this point. given the potential capitulation action here with this big volume and candlestick formed, it's a very plausible and logical conclusion to put this on bounce alert. And if it bounces, we'll see. We'll need to measure the strength of the bounce with how it reacts with these resistance levels. But lots of headroom here if it can, indeed get some momentum behind it. So make sure you get this one on your radars, and let's see what happens with it. Again, this was VIZS. Thanks for listening.